chances that I missed somehow helped them slip away. One street on the way, my memories exist. I wonder what would change. I really did. In this life there's nothing certain. Set the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing. I just won't get the lessons that I couldn't learn. Because one street over there's a life I could have known. Would have kept me from the one I had today.
Oh, we're going to go ahead and interrupt my boys, the Ridgetop Ramblers. That is the song, One Street Over, the theme song for our little show we call One Street Over. I just kind of had to let that play out because if you were with me yesterday, David Mitchell and Barry Richards were in here, and they're part of the board that brings us the Kilgore Station Bluegrass Festival. We didn't get to have it last year, but we're having it this year. We just found out that that is going to happen. And it's going to happen in August, though. It's not going to happen in April because we're coming up on the date. We're just a few weeks from when we normally have it, but it's going to happen this year, August 27th and 28th. That is the Kilgore Station Bluegrass Festival. And again, if you want to come out, you'll get to hear those Ridgetop Ramblers live. I get a lot of people wanting to know, asking me about that song and how you can get it, but we'll talk more about that later. Right now, it is Hannah. Okay, tell me your last name.
Herendeen.
Herendeen.
Yes.
Herendeen.
It's a hard one.
It is. Get right up on that microphone for me and pull that right up there to you. And so Hannah Herendeen is she's with me today. And kudos, you have been on my mind. I get a message from her yesterday. She said, "Is there a place I can park a trailer over by the radio station?" And I was like,
"Country girl."
"Oh, well." And it's so. I come in here all the time, but I'm not very observant, as everybody knows. And so I was like, I don't know. I guess, and the way you parked it is exactly probably what I would have done.
Yeah.
Because I'm like you. I don't really like backing up a trailer. Mm-mm. And so she parked out here on the road, kind of tucked it into the sides. Perfect. Good job. But I was thinking about you. I thought, of all mornings for it to rain.
The rain,
Bless
I know.
Her heart.
It worked out.
Well, and you worked it out with your hubby. Tell you how many kids you got? 2 kids.
So 2 kids. My oldest is 8, and my youngest is 3.
Oh.
Going on 13. I'm going through that stage. So
I get it, especially with boys.
And yes, I am meant to be a boy mom though, so it works
Me too.
out. I always tell people I was given exactly what I was supposed to have.
You bet.
I don't know if my heart could handle a girl.
I love you. You and me. People always, because I have 4 boys, and everybody's, did you want any girls? It's like, no, I really didn't. My daughter-in-laws are so precious to me. They are just the most wonderful things because they have tamed my boys. I need one more. I got one more. I got one more boy. He's 25. Let's find him a girl. And my granddaughter, my baby grand girl, I call her, is just the sweetest thing in the world. So God's given me exactly what I'm supposed to have, exactly when I'm supposed to have it. So I'm thankful that you can recognize that.
Yes.
It's very
Boy,
good.
Mom. Mm-hmm.
Well, and here's the reason you're here. I asked Mandy Christensen when we had her on this week for the Chamber of Commerce from White House. I said, I don't visit with enough White House businesses because we're in Springfield and you guys are a good 20, 30 minutes away. And so I said, we forget to dip into that part of Robertson County. And this station is worldwide now. You can hear it on the app anywhere. You can listen, you can watch us on Facebook anywhere. The signal covers Robertson County very well, just terrestrially too. But I mean, again, we're worldwide because of the way they have retrofitted everything in here, Ebenezer Broadcasting. So we want to make sure we share everything of Robertson County, including White House. I said, send me a White House business. So she said, oh, you need to get Hannah on. She has Oak and Pine Workshop. What in the world is Oak and Pine Workshop?
So we are a do-it-yourself DIY workshop that offers instructor-led hands-on classes where we teach you how to make home decor from scratch, basically. So you get to come in and you have all your materials provided, and it's all raw wood, and we teach you all the way to the end on how to do it all.
So if I came to you and I said, I'm just thinking that maybe I'm kind of creative, but I'm not very good at putting things together square and plumb. And that means to where they fit properly.
Right.
If you go into my house and drop a level, don't do it. Don't do it. It's like Dr. Seuss put my house together because I did a lot of it. And it's crazy. But so I'm not very good at that. But I could come to you and say, I've got this idea.
Yes, all the
And
time.
you could help me do that.
Yes.
Cool.
9 times out of 10 people are like, hey, I've been on Pinterest. Can you do this?
Yeah.
Pinterest.
It's
and
like,
I'm like, yes. So we do a lot of projects.
Yeah. Well, and the fun thing, I love Pinterest because it just, you can go, okay, I've got a wooden spool from the electric company. What can I do with that?
They've got something for everything. Everything.
Yeah. It's fun. What is one of your favorite things that you've made?
Oh, probably my favorite. When I first started out, I was making wood flags. That was for our firefighters and police officers, but I made one in particular for an officer in Hendersonville that had passed line of duty, and excuse me. And his piece was probably like my favorite.
And we need to mention that. Now, your husband is a police officer or a firefighter?
He's a police officer.
He's a police officer. And so thank you for your family serving. That's one thing. I have a son that's a veteran and served in the Army. And so, while he was on the front line, my heart was just like, because he was in Afghanistan. But I think about our police officers and our EMTs and our firemen. You guys they're on the front line every day.
They are. Every
day. And people don't realize that. And it's like when I'm praying for those who protect us, man, the police officers, firefighters, EMTs are right at the top of the list because of what they face every single day.
Every day.
God bless you for serving. Thank you. And give your husband a big old hug for me.
I will. He deserves it.
Absolutely. We have now. Does he work for one of the local?
He works for Goodlettsville.
He works for Goodlettsville. Awesome. Very good. I go through there all the time.
Goodlettsville.
They'll get you ticket big time. It's a little bit slow through there.
Yes.
You got to watch it. But when I was doing traffic, Goodlettsville Dispatch were probably some of my favorite folks to work with because they were always just so fun. And I just something about Goodlettsville Police Department. And all the people I worked with were fabulous. But I could always count on, if I had to call their dispatch, just help, and just, how you turn, what you do, and all that kind of thing. And it was just, they were just fun to work with.
He's really blessed. He has a really good group of guys that he works with. So
very good.
He enjoys it.
Very good. Well, thank you. What's his name?
Austin.
Austin, thank you for your service. Thank you. And thank you and your family. Well, okay, so the business, Oak and Pine Workshop. When I think about that, when I hear that name, I think about, I see on Facebook where people are going and having those painting parties.
Right.
Okay. So do you do that? If I wanted to get my girls together and say, let's go make a plaque, or let's go make I love the idea of the wood flags.
Yes.
So we could do that.
You could.
The 4th of July.
Yes.
You know.
But any holiday or any event. I basically do anything between little kids' parties from the ages of like 7 all the way to couples classes or bachelorette groups. Like, we do everything. I get asked a lot, do I have to come with a group or can I come by yourself? And you can just come by yourself if you want.
Okay.
I just put you with another group, but you can get a group of girls together and you just show up and we take care of the rest.
I love that. Now, so as you say, you can come by yourself. What are the guidelines? You have set times that you do these workshops and things like that? Is there a place I can go and look and see? Because it's like, it's 3:00 on Thursday afternoon. I just want to make a book. I just want to make a bookshelf. Well, can I just show up?
No,
I'm guessing not.
Unfortunately not. It's by appointment only.
I gotcha.
I do like to try to book everybody out at least a week in advance.
I gotcha.
Because I do cut all the lumber myself. So
you go, girl. She's a farm girl. Yeah. She's after my own heart. I love it.
So it takes me some time to get everything prepped, but I do try to accommodate last minute if possible, if needed. I meant. In order to find me, I'm in between websites right now, but the best way to contact is Facebook.
Yeah.
So
God bless
social media.
Facebook drives me crazy, but. It serves a purpose.
It does.
It serves a purpose, and we get to share our show through Facebook, and I just we don't want to go there. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole because I could go very quickly.
Right.
And I got to say this, Aaron Slate, my buddy, he said to be sure and note that your brother's a Marine and your dad is a fireman, so your whole family's serving. God bless y'all.
Yes, I love Aaron. He's a good man. My brother he's in the Marine Corps. He's been in, I believe, 14 years now.
God bless him. He's a career man then.
He is. He's got 6 more years left before he retires. I'm just proud of him. He has gone so far.
Isn't that amazing? Don't you just love our soldiers? All of them. God bless them. God bless them. Oh, that's why you make the flags and stuff. Is that what got you started on the wood flags seemed to be important to you? So what started that?
Honestly, I think it was because my dad had just passed, and he was a fireman, like Aaron had stated, and I had somebody reach out to me and ask me if it was something that I could make a red line and a blue line flag. And ServPro had actually contacted me about making them for a giveaway gift, and once I posted one, it was another police officer asked for one, and then another police officer. So I honestly started with the flags, and then it just kind of snowballed into what it is now.
So if I'm going to find you on Facebook, because as we're talking about this, I haven't seen your work.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Because we're just met. We just met. And so as we're booking the show and stuff, it's so funny because Mandy had actually sent me your name back when I talked to her about doing the show a couple of weeks ago, and just life, busy and me being very ADD. I was like, oh yeah, I got to reach out to Hannah like 2 days ago. And so we've been talking, and I just haven't had a chance to really sit down and look at it. And so what do I do to find you on Facebook? Is it just Oak and Pine?
Yep,
Oak and Pine Workshop. So I think I'm going to be blown away here. But it's Oak, and I got to spell it right, Oak and Pine Workshop. So we're going to go over here, and we're going to look at this stuff. And were you a crafty kid?
Yes. So by nature, I grew up, doing crafts my whole life. So it's like secondhand to me. And I enjoy it, which is a plus too. So it's just kind of carried me through, I feel like. Beautiful
stuff. Look at you. Now, the writing and stuff I see on there, do you do the fancy writing?
It's all stencil. So I have a lot of people that are like, I am not good at this. I'm not sure if this is something for me. We make it really easy. It's all stencil, so you can't mess it up.
Oh, that's so cool. I love this. And the people who've got their zip codes and this is so cool. This is so cool, so beautiful. Oh, my goodness. Now, where exactly are you guys located? Because it looks like you got a pretty nice storefront here.
Yes. So we are in the Deer Crossing Shopping Center in White House on the opposite side of Colorado Grill. The very opposite end.
Okay. What beautiful stuff. Oh, my goodness. And I love this wall that's got kind of like the, what is that game you play with? Scrabble. Yeah. It's kind of a Scrabble thing.
Yes.
Right. Oh, that's very cool. Very, very cool. That is just beautiful, Hannah. Good land. Just beautiful stuff. And I love that it's like, well, I cut all my own wood.
I do.
You know, don't slow me down. This is beautiful stuff.
My neighbors will pass by and they'll hear the saw going, and then they'll be like, "I like the smell of your garage."
That's
like,
nice.
I know, it smells like Lowe's.
That's great. So you do all that at home?
I do. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I mean, I guess it's kind of hard to do all that in the shop itself. And this stenciling stuff that you can do, it is beautiful. And I can't do any of that by hand. I've got a friend that can. Okay, she's just an artist, and she's just blows my mind. She'll just like, you know, and I'm like, stop it. But I can't do any of that, but anybody can because of the stenciling.
Anybody
right?
can.
How cool!
You really can't mess it up.
And I mean, if you want to personalize something, all this stuff is just gorgeous. I mean, as you're looking back, I'm looking back through some of the holiday stuff, and if you get on Pinterest and if you get an idea and you want to do it, just call Hannah. Basically,
that's what Can you do this? Can you do this?
That is so cool. You have fun doing what you're doing too, don't you?
I do. I love it, and the way that it all kind of basically started, I tell people it just fell into my lap. My sister-in-law was in a wedding, and she was trying to plan a bachelorette party for her bride, and she asked me if I would be interested in doing a class, and I told her I have never done a class before, so let's do it. I did 2 out of my kitchen, piled everybody into my kitchen, and I knew right then that was something that I wanted to do long term. Like, I wanted to have the group settings and interaction with people. And another friend of mine had asked or told me that a space was coming available in White House. And I went down there with my family. We sat outside the building, kind of prayed over it. And literally in 24 hours, I was holding keys to the building and just going for it. Like, no turning back. 2 under my belt, and I was like, we're going to do this.
There's something about the name Hannah, because it sounds like Hannah Sadler too. You know, the one she has Grain and Honey up here in Springfield, and she her story is kind of similar. That she just wanted to do something different, and the next thing you know, she's got a storefront. And isn't that cool? So I mean, I'm gonna have to. What's the meaning of Hannah?
Grace.
Okay, that's cool. I love the name, number one, but I just think that's kind of funny that both of your names are Hannah, and you both have just kind of just, let's just do it.
Let's do it.
I mean, love it.
If I had any time to sit and think, I was probably going to say no or change my mind, but my husband is really supportive, and when we had our second son, I decided to stay home, and I'm a worker bee by nature, and that was not for me, so I had to revamp, and it just happened. So I just knew, and he was really, like I said, really supportive, and he's like, okay, if you want to do it, let's do it.
That's
so we
wonderful.
did it.
I love that. And I get that, because when I had twins right out of the gate, and I was working, and I didn't want to stop working, and I had to find something to do. I ended up not getting out of radio, but I thought I was going to leave that. And so, you know, I started writing as my outlet. And so you find that outlet as you want to be with your kids, and you're like, well, what can I do to keep me working or doing something? Because while being a mom and all that is absolutely a full-time job, if you've got a creative nature, if you've got this just thing that just wants you, my daughter-in-law's a nurse, and I don't think she can do anything but be a nurse. And so she does part-time, you know, even though she's got 2 little kids, and, you know, it works out. So you just got to find a way to be who God's purposed you to be.
Yes.
Even as you're a mom. Yes. You know, and that just keeps that life full and satisfying. And I bet your kids are into this too, right?
And it's funny. Yes, they are. My oldest, if he could paint every day, he would. My youngest is no. And we'll walk.
Well, he's 3, right?
He is.
Yeah.
But you'd be surprised. We'll walk past something in a store, or somebody says, "Do you paint that? Do you paint that?" Like, they just automatically assume that
Mom made it.
Yeah, Mom did it. So I don't know. They are into it too.
That's very cool. That's so fun. And really, you're just getting started.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
You're just getting started.
It'll be 3 years in December that I've been open, and it's been a blessing.
That's wonderful.
In the White House community, I could not imagine being anywhere else. They are so supportive. The people I've met along the way, Mandy, I mean, everybody's just there to help everybody. Even during COVID, I mean, it was just the perfect place for me.
I would think too, mentioning COVID virus and things, that this was kind of maybe a nice thing during that time, because some people just wanted to, because you could, space people out, social distance, and do all the things you had to do, and just kind of give them an outlet. Did you find that? Did you stay busy during COVID, or did it fall back a little bit?
At first it was busier.
Okay.
So when COVID had first hit back in March or April of last year, we quickly revamped, and I did the take-home kits. So what people would do is order it, come to the store, pick it up, and then take it home to make it.
Right.
And then as COVID got further along, people lost their jobs, income was a factor.
Sure.
It did slow down, but we're back as normal running. I did limit my classes down to smaller groups, to kind of help with that too.
Well, and I'm thinking as we're back into, you need to come up with some kind of, and I don't know, just something that commemorates what we've been through with the Rona, like the year that shall not be named, or something like that. Well, just something, something. But now I had 2 children get married in 2020. And I had 2 weddings in the middle of all that. Wow. It was just insane, and a granddaughter born. So it was definitely a blessed year for us. Mm-hmm. But still, overall, that 2020 kind of, I don't know. There's got to be something there. So some kind of commemorative,
something to do.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe a shrug of the shoulders. Yeah,
right.
I don't know.
Right.
But but as you think about that, and I think about, we're coming up on the season of graduations, and I think about those kids last year that really just lost their senior year. I have a good friend whose daughter was an outstanding softball player and lost her entire last year, and it just broke my heart for them. And so as you think about that, and we're getting up on graduations, and everybody's kind of getting back at it, is graduation kind of a big time for you? I would think that if you had somebody special in your life graduating, what a great gift to personalize something for them.
Yes. I actually have a friend next door who's a nurse practitioner who came to me and said, Hannah, I've got this great idea. I feel like you should it's basically a welcome sign, but it is catered to graduates. So you put their name on it, the school they went to, their graduation year, and anything on there that was like if they played a sport, and then they display it on their porch instead of those yard signs that look like garage sale signs.
Yes.
You put it on their porch, and it's wood, and they can have it forever.
That's a great idea.
Graduation typically isn't my biggest time, but I think people, since everybody's trying to get back to normalcy, that might be a good.
Well, see, I think that's a great idea, guys. That a personal gift for a graduate, because it's so hard to know. I mean, they just want money, but it's so impersonal. But if you could give them something personalized, and 2, as I'm looking through your stuff, all the beautiful scriptural things that you could do, just a special. If you knew of a kid that's graduating and there's a scripture that's important to them, you can specifically make that sign exactly the way they want it.
Exactly.
And maybe there's because a lot of times scriptures will have even just 3 or 4 words that just kind of speak to your heart. Put that on something for them to take with them to college.
So they see it.
So they have the word with them, because man, they're walking into the battlefield.
They are.
And so if you can give them like 10 signs just to put all over their walls for that, do that spiritual protection, and be like, okay, here we're just setting you up for the battle you're walking in. Yes. But I would think I have scriptural signage everywhere in my house, and I think that's so good because it just keeps us grounded.
It does. That's a really popular thing. A lot of people do scriptures.
Yeah, have a favorite scripture. It's almost 25 after. See, she was like, I don't know about doing this. I said, we're just chit chatting. It's so easy. It's just no big deal. It's just no big deal. But you're great, and what a fun shop. What an absolutely fun shop. I'm going to stop for just a minute though and do one of my commercials before I run out of time here, because I'm going to have Ace Timmermeyer coming in here in just a minute from United Way. And so I want to, when we come back, I want you to revisit how they can get in touch with you, kind of what hours you have, and that kind of any pertinent information that you need to get out there. We'll cover that in just a second. But we got to pause for a minute and talk about Corbin Creek Greenhouse Gifts Nursery and Gardening Center. Let's start with the CBD oil. I take it every single morning. When I miss it, I was in Michigan taking a few days off last month, and I got, you get out of your schedule and you kind of forget to do the normal things you do. And for 2 days in a row, I forgot to take my CBD oil, and I felt it. I can't explain it. I have really bad arthritis. It frustrates me. When I see an 80-year-old person that can run circles around me, I go, you don't have arthritis, do you? Well, arthritis is just something you have to live with and you have to manage. A lot of people take medicines. I hate taking medicine. I don't take anything other than aspirin occasionally, but because of the CBD oil. I don't have to take anything because it takes care of that overall inflammation and ache that I have that's associated with arthritis. And it's been a game changer for me. It may really be the thing you need. And when I'd heard about it, I thought it was snake oil. I thought it was just a joke. Then my doctor that did my hip replacements told me, he says, you really need to look into CBD. And I was stunned because this is my doctor who I just love and admire. And he was saying, it's good stuff. Then 2 days later, Amy, I had her in to talk about the gardening stuff, and I thought we were going to talk about flowering baskets and tomato plants, and she started talking about CBD, and I was floored that there was a CBD product that was a Robertson County product. Her brother Bill grows the plants, and that's what's processed into the oil that they sell right there. They have a topical that she and her mom, Miss Jane, make in the house. It's just the coolest topical treatment that you have that uses the hemp plant as well. It's good stuff. I can't say enough about it, and it may be a game changer for you. And, of course, they are your source for all your bedding plants. It's about time to put those tomatoes in the ground. You can go ahead and put them in the ground, but you better just watch it in case we get a dip in the cold temperatures. I actually had some frost at my house last Sunday morning when I woke up because it got really, really cold down in the hollow where I live. But you got to watch the weather until, mid to late April. But they've got everything you need for your garden, everything you need for your yard, your house plants, whatever it might be. Beautiful flowering basket plants that you can put on your porch. Great stuff at Corbin Creek Greenhouse Gifts Nursery and Gardening Center. They're open Monday through Saturday, 9 to 5, Sunday, 1 to 5. Just call them if you have any questions, 615-384-3185, 615-384-3185. And as always, please tell them that U-Turn sent you and thank them for sponsoring One Street Over. Hannah, and you say your last name for me so I don't...
Herendeen.
Herendeen. So, and what's your maiden name?
West.
See, yeah, I know. See, I was a Wilson and went from Vivio, and everybody's like, Vizio, like the TV, and it's like, no.
It was so easy.
I know, West, but you did at least, gain on the alphabet.
See, I did.
Yeah,
I got closer.
Yeah, I got one letter. I went from a W to a V, and it's like, really?
Might as well have stayed.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so we have Hannah Herendeen is the proprietor of the business Oak and Pine Workshop, which is just a cool place. Go to Facebook and check it out. They do beautiful work. Tell them when you're open, just your particulars. If you met me on the elevator, what's the elevator speech? It's like, oh, you need to come see my business.
Yeah. So we are only open by appointment only. You can contact us on Facebook, and we can get you on the calendar. Our phone number is 615-686-8898.
Do it again. You got to do the number twice on radio.
615-686-8898. And the best way to contact us probably is through Facebook, but if not, then a phone number would be fine.
Very good. And typically, how much do you work a week? I mean, by appointment only, about how often?
Every weekend I'm booked solid. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I do work during the week, trying to get prepped for the weekend. Sure. So I don't mind doing classes during the week. It's just Friday, Saturday, Sunday is typically when the classes are held.
If I were to when it comes to cost per and all this kind of stuff, what would be, you would say, a minimum size group? Is there a minimum size group? If you wanted to call and say, hey, I want to set up an appointment, I want to come in, what would you say would be a good base to start with? I need to have how many?
4 to 5. If you want it to be a private party, I can accommodate 3. But 4 to 5 to have a private party, and up to 10 to 12. Okay. Anything over 12, and if you want to still have it, I do travel, so I can come to a church or an event or whatnot, and
come to my barn.
Yeah, we can travel.
Okay.
So the cost is $66 a person, depending on the project.
Okay.
That's where it starts, and we provide everything for them. I do have a lot of people that say, the classes just really aren't my thing, or I don't have the time to come in because each class does range about 3 hours. I do make them for them if that isn't an option for them, so they can place custom orders through our Facebook page as well. So there's different options for everybody. Okay,
and so let's say that, because we're going to open a venue. I keep saying that, and I'm like, oh, it's just so crazy trying to get all that together. But we have this really cool old barn, so I could get 10 of my girls together and say, let's do this. but we don't all want to make the same sign.
Right.
So we can do that. We can all pick our own thing.
Yes.
Okay.
You can pick your own thing. So like I said earlier about the Pinterest, 9 times out of 10, I have somebody that's sending me, is this an option? And it is, but just keep in mind for copyright purposes, I can't do exactly what's on Pinterest.
Gotcha.
We do try to keep it close to it, but we just can't copyright, and we don't take anything from competitors. Mm-hmm. You're welcome to look on our Facebook page as well under the workshop album and kind of scroll through there. Basically, every sign that's been made or project that has been made in the studio is posted on there, so that y'all can kind of scroll through that as well.
Like nobody has a copyright on Be Still and Know.
Well, you'd be surprised, but yes.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess they would probably say, well, that's my free artistic hand.
Yes.
Like if somebody's written Be Still and Know, and it's not a font that is published.
Right.
And so if that's something with copyrights, do you have to be careful about the font you use even?
Sometimes. So a lot of times I will purchase a file.
Oh, okay.
That maybe somebody's found it on Etsy.
Okay.
So that it gives me the right to use it.
Gotcha.
And other times I do have a designer that I work with part-time, and she can do some designing for me as well. So it just all depends on what's being wanted at the time.
I appreciate that you respect that, because I mean it's really easy to just get online and just use people's stuff,
Right.
and sometimes, of course, I'll use things for my own private use. It's just in my house and things like that. Sometimes, like I've seen pictures and I'm like, okay, that's just the wrong size, and maybe I'll fix it for my house and. But I would never sell something that was somebody else's. You can't do that. That's just, and so, but you got to be respectful of intellectual property rights.
Yes.
And so that's something that you obviously are doing. Very good. Very good. What are we missing, Hannah?
I don't think anything.
I think we're in pretty good shape.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. It's my pleasure. And we're waiting for Ace Timmermeyer to walk in. Did she come in? I don't think I've seen her out there. She'll be here in a minute. But Ace is coming in from United Way. I don't think Brian's coming in today. But that's our next guest. But we've been visiting with Hannah Herendeen.
Yes.
I got it.
You got it.
I got it. Hannah West Herendeen.
Yes.
And her business, Oak and Pine Workshop, up in, you said it's next to where?
NP Clinic, so Colorado Grill.
Everybody
Everybody knows the shopping center by Colorado Grill, so we're the opposite end of Colorado Grill.
Okay. And we just appreciate so much you coming in. She's our Business of the Week. That's what we do here on Thursday mornings is we do our Business of the Week. And that's not the only time we do businesses. We will visit with businesses anytime, but we try to be very intentional on Thursday morning so everybody knows they're going to get to know something that's local that they might not have known about.
Yes, and people tell me that all the time. I didn't even know you're here. So it's great to get out there and get your name posted more.
Well, and while we're waiting on Ace to get here, do you do flea markets and things like that? Have you done those types of things? Oh, there she is.
I do, actually, and in May, we're having our second annual Spring Craft Fair, so we basically take vendors from our community, and they can come and do like a pop-up shop, and last year we did 2 of them, and it was great. We have about 20 parking lot vendors, and then we fill up the sidewalk and welcome everybody in the community to come shop. We got food trucks and bounce houses and everything set up.
So is this, you do this or
yes.
So that's cool. So you didn't mention that.
Yes.
Okay, so this is something that you do facilitated out of your shop.
I do. Mm-hmm.
Okay, now tell them again when that is and what you call it.
It's
May 1st. That's coming up.
It is. It's the Spring Craft Market. We do one in the spring and in the fall.
Okay.
And different vendors each time, but we'll have food trucks for people to eat out of, and then we have North Nash Rentals that brings jump houses and such.
Fun.
We typically do like a photo booth. If it's around a holiday, we'll have Santa come or whatnot. So we have vendors that are there, boutiques, you name it, come and shop. So it's fun.
Very good. Well, that's coming up on May 1st. And, send me your information on that, so I'll be sure and mention it as we get closer into it. Maybe we can even have you back in to plug it if we get a second. But if you were just a little bit closer, because, you had to drive a little bit to get here this morning.
That's okay. It's really not that far.
Oh, good.
I tell people that all the time. White House is not that far.
No, it's really not.
Come on out.
Absolutely. Well, keep me posted on your spring work or your spring craft show.
Yeah.
Craft fair. And we'll be sure and get that back out for everybody. Hannah Herendeen, Oak and Pine Workshop. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. I
God bless
appreciate
you
it.
very
Yes.
much. And I'm going to go ahead and do a commercial while Ace, y'all make the switch, and be careful driving out there. The weather is ick. And but we praise God for the rain because we need it. We just pray that he keeps the storms away from us, because that's one thing I want y'all to keep in mind. If you haven't looked at your phone or paid any attention to the weather, they're saying that we've got some real severe weather that could hit us later this afternoon. Please, please, please keep that in mind. We take that very seriously here, because we are in an area that anything could happen, as we well know. And is that me or you? That's me. But you know what? Okay, we will decline. Okay, I forgot. I thought I turned. You know how you always think you turn your phone off? But anyway, I got it from here. But my son calling me, right? But he knows. My son knows I'm on the radio right now. But yet I get a phone call from him at 7:30. Shame on you, Jeremiah. You know better than that. But anyway, let me do my ad real quick. I hadn't done it yet. Ace Timbermeyer is joining us, and I'm going to talk for a minute about Barry and Rebecca Richards with the Exit Realty Garden Gate team. You saw Barry in here yesterday. We kind of let Barry do his own ad yesterday, talking about how that the marketing is such an important part of buying and selling home, or of selling a home, and how that you just don't think about who's going to see my property, who's going to even know that my house is for sale. It's one thing, and he says it's one thing to get the house out there and have people or the property out there and have people interested in it. It's another thing to completely go through all the closing process, and that's what Rebecca is there for. He's the marketer. Rebecca is the realtor. She's been at this a long time. She was one of the first in the area to be a seniors real estate specialist. He is there. He's always helped her. I mean, he had a marketing career, and so he was always there to help her with the marketing end of it. But it's only in the last few years that he went full-time with real estate, and they're just the perfect team. When you've got somebody that understands all the legalese of all of it, and then you got somebody that can market it and get that done for you, you don't have to go anywhere else. When you reach out to them, they're going to say, okay, if you're a buyer, have you pre-qualified? And they're going to point you in the right direction to get that done, because you don't want to start looking until you're pre-qualified. And if you're a seller, do you have your property priced within the appraisal of what it's going to price, so somebody can, get a loan to buy it? That's how it works. Those are the things they're going to advise you in, and they are just the perfect team. Now, they concentrate, their specialty is Robertson County, but they buy and sell in the surrounding counties across the state line up in Kentucky. But the best way to connect with them is to go to sellwithbecky.com. Everything's kind of linked through there, sellwithbecky.com. And you can hit buy, B-U-Y, robertsoncounty.com to see their Robertson County listings. And one thing that Barry says is, some people will go online and they'll find a piece of property, and it's something that sold 2 months ago. He said, go through them, talk to them, and you're only going to be looking at properties that are still on the market. But it's buy, B-U-Y, robertsoncounty.com or sellwithbecky.com. Get a hold of Barry and Rebecca Richards today, our friends here at One Street Over, and tell them U-Turn sent ya. And Ace Timbermeyer's in the house. Did you hear we were talking yesterday about the Kilroy Station Bluegrass Festival.
Yes.
It's on.
It's on. It's in the fall.
So excited. Well, it's in August. I don't know if that's actually the fall, but it's the 27th and 28th.
That'll be exciting.
And yeah, I'm thrilled. I'm just absolutely thrilled, because we have so much fun at that festival.
Absolutely.
And I just
That's
love
in my
it.
neck of the woods out that way.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it's fun. Have you
Enjoy
been
it.
to the festival?
Oh, yeah.
Of the Kilgore Station?
Oh, yeah.
Bluegrass?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
So
good.
I think it was the first year or the second year they did it. They had some of the artists were set up on the square there in Cross Plains, and
Oh.
were picking the night before the festival, and so we had a great time going around that. I would love to see that come back, but anyway, it was the night before the festival started, and there was just a couple set up here and there and just walk around the little town, and then it was really fun. So
Well, see, now on Friday night they're going to do a fiddle competition.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that'll be fun.
Yeah, so that's that, and they had planned that last year, and they had to cancel it and all that. So we're so excited that the Kilgore Station Bluegrass Festival is on August 27th and 28th.
And the park where it's located is actually a great park.
Amazing.
One of the changes we made to our Robertson County Health Council resource directory was to add all of the park locations and walking trails.
Wonderful.
And so we had to make sure we add that one in, because they've got a great little trail that takes you around and down by there's the facility where they the stage.
Right,
It's like a
right.
barn. I hate to call it that, but it's a barn
It's
with a stage on the
yeah.
front. But it takes you down. The path takes you down and around by the creek there. It's beautiful this time of year. Of course, not today because it's raining. But this time of year, there's everything blooming, and it's a great opportunity to get out and see a different part of the county. So encourage you to check it out. Kilgore Park. So,
and they've also bought some more land over there, and they're developing that.
Absolutely.
And that's like a natural amphitheater there. It is
Yeah.
amazing. So, but we digress. Ace is here to
Can't help
talk about. Well, where's Brian? We're missing him today.
I know he's on kid duty.
Of course.
He's on kid duty,
So we'll let him off. But
we'll let him off.
but you're having to cover the hero of the week
Yeah,
this
I'm covering
week.
the hero of the week. I
So-
said I'm doing it. He goes, okay, whatever you think.
So absolutely.
Well, so the hero of the week, we're kind of going to do a whole little session where we're talking about who the
Okay.
hero of the week is, because they're an amazing partner of ours, of United Ways, and of the city in general. And so we want to make our hero of the week. We'll start with that. Is Mr. Terry Martin. He is the director of Springfield Parks and Rec. He is just so creative, so so supportive. He reached out to me, I think it's been 3 months ago, and he said, hey, I've got this idea. He goes, you think you can make it work? So and this is kind of going into what I wanted to talk about today is so he said, I've got this idea for this ball tournament. I've talked about it.
Yeah.
The 5U,
Yeah.
6U
Yeah.
ball tournament. He said, it's a fundraiser. He goes, we hadn't done one in a long time. He said, I don't know what it's going to be like, but he said, I'm really excited and I want to do something to support the community. He said,
Right.
so we can collect an entry fee. He said, but I'd love it if we were collecting something. So we tossed around the idea. The first idea was books that logistically just did not work. And then so school supplies, because we were like, hey, it's spring break. All the kids are coming back full time in person. That they need to hit refresh on the school supplies that most likely have either dwindled or not been provided
Or
just
lost.
because of everything or lost.
Yeah.
And so we reached out to I reached out to the Family Resource Center and figured out what some of the top needs were. So it was expo markers and index cards and Post-it notes and copy paper and composition notebooks. So those are the top things that teachers request for the classroom for their kids to use. Or is needed to ensure that the classroom can, continue functioning. So, and it's one of those things that they can be bulky items. They can be items that they, if you're looking at a list, you're like, if I have to pick something, I don't, what do you need copy paper for? Like, what do you need an expo marker for? Those kids don't really need that. That's office supplies. No. They use that every single day in the classroom.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's one of those highly needed items. So, between some of the funds that had come in and we're able to purchase tax-free the additional school supplies, we've got over $6,000 worth of school supplies that's going to be given to
That's great.
the Roberts County schools. This is the county as a whole, but that was Terry Martin's idea. Terry Martin got 20 teams together for a day and a half tournament. And I just have to give a shout out to him. Number one, he's creative. He's very well respected across all of the Parks and Rec and anybody in those ball leagues. Everybody that came through there talked about Terry Martin knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. He can run a great tournament. He's an excellent leader. And so why not pick Terry Martin as our hero of the week?
I think that's wonderful.
Because he went to bat for our community, literally.
Yeah.
See what I did there?
I see what you did there. I love that.
That's good. But I mean, it's an amazing opportunity to partner with the city, and they've got a ton of great events coming up as well. The city is working with actually the fairgrounds. We talked about that last time.
Oh, yeah.
I think, to do their movie, and so they're just everywhere. And I'll kind of dovetail into what else I wanted to talk about. So Kiwanis Club of Springfield, we're actually partnering with the city of Springfield to bring a skate park. So that project.
That's exciting.
So he came and he presented this week to our club on the plan thus far, and we've got an excellent plan that's unfolding. I think it's going to be so amazing. If you've been on the square anytime in the afternoon, you will notice there's a bunch of kids. Teenage kids that are out there riding their skateboard. They love our little city, and they need a place to go.
Yeah.
I had one of the kids I had talked to. He was from Pleasant View, and he said, "I like to come up here. I like this city a lot better." I'm like, well, did you know we're going to be putting in a skate park down at Garner Street Park? And he's like, yeah, I've heard about it. He goes, can't wait, man.
I'm sure. Yeah.
I'm like, so there's some great features that are going to be there. It's a pretty significant project, and we're pleased to be able to partner with the city of Springfield on that. They've got skin in the game, and of course our club has got skin in the game. And when I say that, that's financial support there. So just excited to partner with them once again. So it's a twofold. And again, that was Terry just stepping up and saying, hey, what can we do?
And I love where you're putting it. over in that
Garner
neighborhood.
Street. Yeah. It'll be Garner Street Park. It'll
That'd be
be where the
beautiful.
dog park is and Playground 2000. So think about those logistics where the old ball field used to be.
Yeah. That's
so
gonna be great.
it'll be right tucked back in there. And he's done an excellent job of researching. He's talked, of course, to Hendersonville Parks and Rec, and they've got that skate park down there. It's been there for quite some time. And anyway, we're just so excited to see that happen. So excited to give those kids somewhere to be.
It's they're downtown. You love to see them. Well, and it's a little dangerous. I get really nervous when I see kids skating along the street.
Oh yeah.
I say a little prayer for them. God, keep them safe, because I don't want them flying out in front of a car because people are not paying attention.
That's very true.
Anywhere they go. Now, so what's the timeline on this? What's the timing on it?
As soon as we can secure the funding, I mean, they're ready to roll with this. So this project, of course, it has to go before the BOMA, the Board of Mayor and Aldermen for the city, but the plan is complete. The funding is there. We've got a little bit more funding that we're going to try to see if we can't help secure. We've got some donors that are very interested in it. So it was I think about $30,000 more than we thought, just because of what's required as far as the concrete pad, the specs that are needed to support the ramps and to ensure that it's completely safe for as long as it can be, of course, as long as they can guarantee it. But so the timeline on that is, of course, it has to go before the Board of Mayor and Aldermen for the city of Springfield. It has to be voted on 3 times. So we've got 3 months, to get that approved. Yeah, so 3 months of approvals. But we, certainly hope that the BOMA can see the value in bringing that's an amenity. So when you think about, I think about, trying to sell a home, what have you got to sell, right? To sell someone on trying to come to Springfield or come to our community. We've got the dog park down there. We've got an amazing parks department. We've got the greenway. We've got tennis courts. We've got, a tennis wall. We've got all these things that are right there that are, dead in the center of Springfield. So it's just yet one more attractive piece that, we're excited to see come to fruition. So it's been a project that's been in the works for a long time. It's just now we can see the light.
I love it.
It's tangible.
It's like right there it is. I can touch it. I can almost touch it.
So exciting.
So when do you think it'll come up for its first vote? Is it going to be next meeting? Has it been through a vote yet?
Not been through a vote yet. I believe Terry's plan is at the next BOMA meeting.
Okay.
So this is the third Tuesday.
Yeah. So it'll be next month. So there we go.
I understand it's on the agenda. If not, it'll be on the agenda for the following month. But it's ready. The project is totally ready to roll out and be voted on.
So we just got 3 months of voting, and then they'll probably break ground, and we'll probably see it.
Well, and there's so much happening right now because Terry, he came and he presented. Of course, he was talking about there's a lot happening, Martin. MLK Junior Park, they've got that all-inclusive playground that they have breaking ground on. Now, that was through a grant that they were able to secure.
That's so cool.
What an amazing offering, anyway, just so... What I mean is, bringing that up, they know how to get things done.
Yeah.
They know how to engage with both their community and gathering grants and, of course, civic organizations around our community.
Do me a favor, send me his contact info, because I got to get him on, because I don't know that I've met him. Maybe I have.
He's hilarious, too.
Yeah.
He is so fun.
Okay.
But absolutely, I'll send it to you.
I can't remember if and he'd probably be like, yeah, I know you, Laverne. I can't believe you don't. But you see somebody that's like, oh, yeah, I know who you are. But you forget. And I don't think I've met him.
He will tell that story so much better than I ever could.
Okay.
Say that much. But
that's so funny.
Give you a little teaser there of what you reported to our Kiwanis Club. And anyway, it was just, it's great to hear all the amazing things that are going on in our city. And, of course, that affects everyone. It's open to anybody in the county. So come on down.
Are you saying I should give him an hour?
Maybe. He's great. I mean, he's great. I'm telling you, you will love talking to him. He's a character. So.
Yeah. How long has he been at it? Do you know how long?
Like 25 years.
Yeah, we may need to give him an hour just to kind of fill us in on everything.
Well, and he has an interesting story too, kind of how he grew up in the parks department, and so now as the department head, he's got a backstory. Yeah, he's got a backstory.
I love that. Okay, well, we're going to pause for a minute. It's about 10 till, so we need to stop and talk about Todd and Courtney Reiselman at Reiselman Buick GMC. We talk about people coming to the community, and the Reiselmans are a couple that they found us. They sought us out. They picked us. And I love that in their story, and I mention it all the time because that matters. I picked this community. I'm not from here. I picked this community. My husband and I, this is a special place, and I love it when people recognize that. And that's the kind of heart that they have there at Ricelman Buick GMC. You're going to love them. Go in there and talk to them. You know where the dealership is. It's at 2516 Memorial Boulevard. They got great hours. They're open six days a week, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. until 7:30 p.m., Saturday from 8 a.m. until 6 p.m., and they have service department hours every single one of those days. They're open. The service department's open till noon on Saturday, so if you're like me and you're a commuter, I've got to get my car in there. I've got some lights that are coming on my car, and you don't ignore those things, but I haven't had a chance to get in there, but they've got Saturday hours, so really I have no excuse. I've got time to get in there. I've got an opportunity to get in there because they're open every single day except Sunday, that you can go in and see their service department and say, hey, what's going on? And they are open for they have the genuine GM parts. If you have a GM like I do, my Yukon, they can do oil change, tire rotations, brakes, batteries, and they do the multi-point inspections on the cars that come in that are certified pre-owned. If you have a vehicle that comes in that goes through that multi-point check, you know that if you buy a certified pre-owned vehicle, that the service department's going to stand behind it. They also have great trade-ins all the time. A lot of people, they're new car people, and they'll get every how many miles, or maybe it's that 1 year mark where they trade their vehicle in. Well, that's good for people like you and me that buy pre-owned, and you can go in and get those low-mile pre-owned vehicles. Sometimes even have factory warranty left on them. So you have that coming in all the time. And if you're a new car person, can't say it enough, come in and see every day what's coming in off the truck. And Todd even will tell you, if you're really specific about what you want, just come in and order it. Get the color you want, get the interior you want, and that way when it comes off the truck, it's yours. Whether it's new, used, pre-owned, certified pre-owned, they've got it for you, and they've got leasing and financing options available. You can fill out the application online, get that process started if you want, or come in and talk to their wonderful sales staff. You can start the process at RicelmanBuickGMC.com, RicelmanBuickGMC.com, one of our wonderful sponsors here at 1 Street Over. Get by there today and tell them that U-Turn sent you, and getting right back to it with my friend Ace Timbermeyer. United Way always joins us at 7:30 on Thursday, because they make my job easier. They bring so much to the table and help me with so many things, and I appreciate that so much. And so what else is going on? I got to ask though.
Yeah,
the ball game how late did y'all go?
Oh, it's so funny. So,
because we had that conversation.
We did have that conversation. So I actually was able, because I was working the gates. So as people were coming in, just collecting. So we wrapped up, I think it was 7:45, 8 o'clock, but the game ran until 9:30. Okay, so it was not necessary for me to stay there. Plus, I had to go load all the supplies and then unload them over there.
Yeah, so it wasn't a terribly late night.
It wasn't awful. And then, we got there about 7:30 the next morning and to set up and open the gates. And I'll tell you what, man, those people were excited to be at a ball tournament.
I know.
It's, ready to get the sink off. I told Terry, I said, we are definitely doing this again. Look, we need to, pick another nonprofit, pick another focus, and see if we can't do maybe a couple things. Divide it up by age groups or something. We'll figure out something. But anyway.
Great time. I had to ask because I knew that we were concerned it was going to be, because ball games can go late. That's right. I spent a couple of years doing
younger crews,
cooking out there. Yeah, so it's fun. It's fun stuff though. But what have you guys got coming up that you need to plug?
Right. So I just wanted to plug really quickly. So we talked a little bit about the skate park and our Kiwanis Club. Of course, I wanted to make sure I plugged in there about Saturday, May 1st. I know I heard Hannah. Sorry, I couldn't think of her first name. I heard Hannah talking about what they've got going on May 1st. May 1st is going to be a busy day in the county. So we've got our pancake breakfast. So it's an annual pancake fundraiser for Kiwanis Club of Springfield. That's part of what has funded our piece of the skate park, which is what we're going to be paying for. So come down and support that. Do encourage you to. It's going to be back on the square. It has, I think we were talking yesterday, I was talking with Howard Bradley, and he said, when do you think's the last time? And I think it's been 50 years since it's been on the square.
Oh, wow.
So it's been quite some time. Of course, I'm not quoting that date, but I'm going to give a real round figure there. But yeah, it's been a long time, but we've got a lot of people in our community that remember going to it as a kid, the big white tent that would be out there on the square. So we're not coming back quite like we did last time, but just looking forward to a great fun event to come out, and we're just excited to have some activity on the square.
I know. We're just giddy. We're just giddy.
We'll be in Saturday, May 1st. Of course, we got our first plates that'll start rolling out at 6:30 a.m. and we got our last plates that'll roll out at 11. We won't kick you out if you roll in at 11:15, but we might be out of food. So
I gotcha.
just want to make sure if you have the opportunity to get your tickets ahead of time, we do encourage you to do that. So, of course, you can check in with any Kiwanis Club member. If you don't know one, you can swing by Southside Drugs. We're very grateful for them for selling tickets for us.
Yep.
Robertson County History Museum, of course, they're also selling tickets for us, and they will be open during the event. And then we have Main Street Boutique. Miss Donna Morton's one of our club members, and so she, of course, was excited to have some tickets out. So definitely swing by there, see those fine folks that are supporting us in and around Springfield and helping us to encourage a great event. And again, just excited to have our community come together. More I've talked to people about this event, how it's coming back to the square. That's been a Robertson County tradition for as long as I can remember. So
yeah,
we're happy to have it kind of come back. So
that's going to be
we
fun.
had to cancel last year. So
that's going to be fun. Exactly. And it is. It's just it's a traditional event, and to get it back on the square, the things that the pandemic forced us to do that. Okay, let's, so many things that are available now that weren't online. Absolutely. And maybe revisiting and going back to the square, it's like, maybe this is where we
feels
belong.
Good.
Yeah. So maybe just.
And where else can you go for $5 and get a 3-stack pancake and 2 pieces of sausage? Just throw that out there. Coffee or juice, your choice of a drinks, toppings. Anyway, just thought I'd throw that out there. And it is all you can eat. So there you go.
It is a deal. It is a deal. For sure. Oh my goodness, I'm getting hungry. I love breakfast food and pancakes. You're just making me so hungry. And what May 1st is like you just said, is going to be a big day. You can start with a pancake breakfast. Go check the craft fair that they've got up in White House over at Oak and Pine Workshop. I want to go check that out. Did you even know that was there?
Oh yeah.
So I wasn't familiar with that, but that's what a fun. She was a lot of fun. I enjoyed talking to her. But I love finding out about all these businesses and nonprofits that I didn't even know existed.
That's right. Lots of stuff happening.
Very good. Very good.
So of course, I just wanted to give one more little reminder.
We got about 4 minutes.
Yep. That's fine. One more little reminder, if you have anybody that you know of in our community, anyone at all, if they need their taxes filed, I'm going to drop the free tax prep program one more time. Just want to make sure everybody knows that program is available. We have expanded the services, of course, across the state of Tennessee, but we've actually got some intake that's happening here in Robertson County and, of course, in Cheatham as well. A lot of people who are uncomfortable with using that website or not sure if they're answering the right questions, we've got people who can help you. If you want to call and schedule an intake appointment, I don't bite, I promise. We can make it fun, and I'll wear my mask and all those things. So I encourage you to call and schedule an appointment, 615-780-2511. Been able to help quite a few people. It's been an excellent opportunity also to continue to connect resources. A lot of our friends who are coming, maybe in the lower end of the spectrum there, and it's learning what can we do to get out of this as well. And so it's been a great opportunity, and I'll share very briefly. I had a couple who they had never needed the services, and I think I talked about that. Now we have successfully gotten their taxes were filed and then sent off and accepted and all those things, and got them signed up for some benefits. And so I just love when there's an opportunity for us to kind of serve beyond even the intention, right?
Yeah.
So the intention is to get your taxes filed, but what else is there that we can help you with? So anyway, just want to make sure you guys know about that. Of course, spread the word if you can. It's a free tax prep program available. I know that AARP has been full up on their appointments for quite some time. So we are able to help our senior adult friends as well. So send them over our way.
And what is the mark off for seniors? I know my friend Penny Callis, she was telling me that I'm a senior. I didn't realize. I thought I had to be in my 60s, but I think it's like 55.
For a senior adult?
Yeah.
I think technically it's 55. If you ask AARP, I know. If you ask AARP, I think you can qualify for AARP at 55.
So I didn't know I was a senior already. Well, I was so shocked when she told me that last week.
Senior adult, in my opinion, though, is if you qualify for Medicare.
Yeah, kind of that's me. I'm not there yet. I defy it. I'm not a senior. I don't care. I'm just teasing.
When she turned 55, she was so excited because she could get the quarter coffee at the Wendy's or at the,
Oh, how funny.
She's like, I don't care. I'll be be a senior all day long.
Yeah, me too. I'm just teasing. I don't really care. But I was kind of shocked. All of a sudden, I'm like, I've been a senior for 3 years. I didn't know. I didn't know.
Ride the wave. There's some benefits.
Yeah, exactly. But when you mentioned senior, I had to call myself out on that because I said last year, I was like, well, I'm not a senior yet. And Penny was like, yes, you are. And yeah. I was like, thanks a lot, sis.
Oh, that's funny.
All right. Anything else we're missing, honey?
I think that's it.
I think that's it. Well, we've got about a minute here. So
how did we do that?
I don't know.
I will really quickly give one more shout out if anybody's joined last minute to our hero of the week, Mr. Terry Martin. He is the City of Springfield Parks and Recreation Director. He's been an amazing supporter, just above and beyond. He does a lot to make this city fun. He does a lot to ensure that our citizens and all the constituents they serve have access to the greatest parks that I think in the state. I'm gonna throw that out there.
Oh, there you go.
Right,
we're number one.
Right, yeah. Well, I will say, we've got an amazing ability to access multiple parks within our city.
Yeah.
So there's, it's not just one, it's not just two. We got multiples. And everybody that came down to the ball tournament, I'll throw this out real quickly.
You're good.
I promise I won't be long-winded. They said, this is a hidden gem back here. Mm-hmm. It is awesome. The fields were perfect. So just one more little thing. It's a very positive, feather in the cap. So Terry should be very proud of the work, and Ryan and Candace, of course, should as well, and I know they are. So
yeah,
he's
absolutely.
A great one, so.
Well, I'm going to reach out to Terry because I want to get him in here, and I'm going to give him an hour. We're just going to talk. We're just going to chit chat. Well, send me his contact info, and we're going to get him on. And we got a lot of great shows coming up. I've got Gwen Harder coming on tomorrow. We're going to be talking Passover for Faith Friday. Jennifer Anglin, if you remember her, I had her on. She's an author, a good friend of mine that nearly died of COVID, and she had an experience during that she's going to share with us. We've got the Callises from Southside Drug. Adam and Melody are coming on Tuesday to talk about healthy eating and all of that. So they're coming up next week. So all kinds of good stuff. Maybe we'll see if we can't get Terry in here on Wednesday. I think I've got Wednesday open. So, we'll give a shout out to him. But it's going to be a fun week. We've still got a lot of shows. We got tomorrow coming up and a lot of fun shows next week here on One Street Over. Thank you for being a part of it. This is 1100 WSGI.